Why is losing fat so frustrating, especially when you do all the things right? Reddit is this place where the internet spills its soul, especially when it comes to those burning belly fat questions. But how much of that advice is science-based and how much is wishful thinking? Today, I'm reacting to actual fat loss questions from Reddit and giving you the real answers backed by science and not just internet myths. Let's dive right in. Why does nothing work for me despite being on a calorie deficit? By the simple law of thermodynamics, if you are in a calorie deficit, you will lose weight. If you are not losing weight despite a calorie deficit, then by definition, you aren't in a calorie deficit. And this arises because of underestimating your calorie intake. But wait, you might be saying, I've been hitting my calorie intake, yet I'm not seeing visible changes. So now, let me explain this with an analogy. First off, imagine your body as a car. If you always drive it on empty fuel, that is a constant calorie deficit, eventually the car will start to sputter to save some gas. So try gassing up a day, which means get your calories back to your maintenance for a couple of weeks and then slowly start initiating the calorie deficit. This way, your body will recognize that it has the fuel and will start burning fat efficiently. Also, remember that fat loss won't happen only if you are in a calorie deficit. You also need to work on lifting heavier weights in the gym, prioritizing the quality of your nutrition, especially when it comes to a high protein diet, high fiber diet, and the last and the most important, fix your sleep. Your body loses fat when you sleep, and if you do not have 6 to 7 hours of sleep, then all your efforts in the gym are being wasted. I plateaued for 3 months. What should I do? Your body is smart and perhaps too smart at times. When you are in a calorie deficit for a long time, then your body starts to slow down the metabolism to match the lower energy intake. It's like a car that has realized that it has less fuel, so it will burn it very efficiently. This is your body's survival mechanism kicking in. It's thinking that there is no food outside, hence I need to lower my metabolism, otherwise I will starve to death. The first way which you can break a plateau is the concept of reverse dieting. Reverse dieting is literally the reverse of what you've been doing, that is maintaining a calorie deficit. Instead of cutting calories, you will start increasing them by 50 to 100 for a couple of weeks or even months. As I said, we are talking about small numbers, 50 to 100 calories per week, mostly coming from carbohydrates and fats while keeping a high protein intake. How does this help break a plateau? Well, by gradually giving your body a little more fuel, you're whispering to your metabolism and saying, hey, we have enough food and there's plenty of energy which is available. Start burning that efficiently now. Over time, your body learns to burn calories even at a higher calorie intake. It's like resetting your thermostat to a higher comfortable temperature. Once you incrementally increase these calories by 50 to 100, then you can start maintaining a calorie deficit plan again, and you will see that fat loss is much easier. Should I do keto or should I do low fat? Both of them work. It all depends on maintaining a calorie deficit plan. Firstly, choose a diet plan that is perfect for you and not based on someone's experience. The perfect diet plan is the one you can stick to for a very long period. It should be high in protein, high in fiber, and should not keep you restricted like those keto diets, or be low fat and deprive you of the healthy fats. There is no single approach that can fit any person. Each of us are different, and hence a diet plan that considers your lifestyle, your food choices is the one you should stick to for a very long time. Stick to whole, unprocessed food items and maintain a good split of your macros, especially prioritizing high protein meals. How fast will my body change? Look, I've been in the fitness industry for the last 6 years, and it has taken me 6 years of consistent training, tracking my macros, and fixing my sleep cycle to get here. Shortcuts are not the way you're going to get into a fit physique. Start with the basics, as always, maintaining that calorie deficit, hitting the gym, exercising, working on your step counts, and maintaining this for a very long time. Nobody can give you fast results. It all depends on your consistency. The next question is, how to stop eating out of boredom. Many of the times you are not hungry but just thirsty and bored. When you understand this, you can find a way to tackle this problem. Recognition that this is not hunger but just you being bored is the most important point. Now, to fix this, you can go for long walks, call a friend, start something new, go for an activity. These are the simple yet effective tips you can do to control your hunger. The most important point which I missed is making tempting food items like those peanut butter shakes or those crunchy energy bars. Just remove these crappy food items from your house and your weight scale will thank you. Remember, mindless snacking is equal to emotional hunger. The next question is, does muscle really burn calories? Well, actually muscle does not burn many calories, but maintaining a lean muscle mass will help you to increase your metabolic rate, which will burn calories at rest. The fundamental understanding of how calories in versus calories out will be soon out on the new fundamental list we are working on. Rigorous research indicates that a pound of muscle burns approximately 8 to 10 calories per day at rest, while a pound of fat burns approximately 2 to 3 calories a day at rest. The absolute daily difference is not quite much, as you can see. The real factor is the metabolic rate, as I spoke in the first point. And secondly, while you build that muscle mass, you will spend a lot of energy developing new proteins for recovery, and especially this concept of afterburn effect, which is excess post-exercise oxygen consumption, is where the muscle factor really shines metabolically. Hence, muscle doesn't really burn many calories, but it's the process of building muscle that helps you to maintain a calorie deficit. Can I lose belly fat first? Well, the answer is no, because spot reduction is a myth. All you can do is maintain a calorie deficit and then aim for belly fat reduction or chest fat reduction. This is where your body decides where it will burn fat first from. The only thing you can do is work on your exercise, fix your sleep, eat a high protein diet, and maintain a calorie deficit along with tracking your measurements every week on week. The next question is intermittent fasting versus small meals. Well, again, it all boils down to eating less calories than you're burning. Hence, both of these approaches are good. Intermittent fasting in many studies has shown to show similar effect as that is maintaining a calorie deficit throughout the day. So nothing fancy about intermittent fasting. Just maintain low calories and eat a high protein diet and exercise. I know I'm repeating myself, but that is the crux of this video. Can I eat junk food and still lose fat? Technically, you will lose fat if you maintain that deficit. But why fuel your body with junk food items that will set you up for metabolic diseases later on? Junk food is often high in saturated fat, and saturated fat is linked to heart disease. Eating in a deficit, especially junk food, will not maintain consistent results in the long term. Hence, focus on balanced meals and stop eating junk food. Why am I hungrier after losing weight? This could be because your body releases a hormone called as ghrelin, which makes you hungrier faster and reduces the secretion of leptin, which reduces your satiety signals. The only way to tackle this problem is by eating a high protein and a high fiber diet, because these are keeping you satiated for a very long time. Also, opt for whole, unprocessed foods, eat a lot of fruits and vegetables, and also maintain a strength training program and fix your sleep cycle. These are the only ways you can tackle that hunger which comes with losing weight. And the last question, is cardio better than weightlifting? Well, cardio helps you burn more calories, but weightlifting helps you build muscle, and muscle is the currency of fat loss in the long term. Ideally, you should do a mix of both. Have approximately 180 minutes of zone 2 cardio and lift weights 3 to 4 times a week. This is the ultimate combination to lose fat and stay healthy for a very long time. The golden rule is you must be in a calorie deficit, but how you create the deficit is extremely important. Stick to high protein, high fiber meals and increase your food volume, which will make dieting all the way easier. Everyone says, but I'm barely eating any food. But the scale isn't lying, and neither is your total daily energy expenditure. Reddit has millions of voices and plenty of noise, but science and lived experience tells us the truth. Fat loss is simple, but it isn't easy. If this helped you decode the chaos, like this video and share it with a friend who requires this fat loss advice. Comment with your most frustrating fat loss question and I'll feature it in a future video. Stay consistent, stay informed, and I'll see you in the next video.